I was very excited when Claudia and David invited me to talk about the role of screening of non-smokers, somewhere beyond the smoking, which I used to do for the last 5 years. At this moment, we have been working actually on 2 projects regarding non-smokers. The first one is approved by EU Commission, and the main aim of that project is to develop country radon map and then make comparison of that with the regional data from national screening. And the second one is Veterans Project. The rationale we started the Veterans Project. Croatia is a small country, but the number of veterans is, I think, somewhere 400,000 veterans we have it. The reason why we have so huge number, we had a war for independence 30 years ago. However, veterans are completely different population from the epidemiological point of view. If you are looking at the main cause of mortality, cardiovascular diseases are on the second place. At the first place is cancer. And of course, lung cancer is leading cause of cancer-related mortality in general, including the veterans. What is the main aim of Veterans Project? It is very challenging for us in EU community for 2 reasons. The first one, that will be the first screening project among non-smokers in EU community. And second reason, for the first time, during the regular annual checkup, chest X-ray will be changed and low dosity introduced instead of chest X-ray. That is the reason why we will use I-ELCAP guidelines, and based on that, 3 main aims of Veterans Project are early diagnosis of lung cancer, emphysema, and coronary artery disease. Let's go through the data at this moment. Veterans Project is pilot project which is conducted in 3 cities. At this moment, we are somewhere on the half of the way. We have more than 1,000 participants which were involved. If you are looking at the data, it is, let's say, very close to the data of the National Lung Cancer Screening Program in smokers. Positive findings were found in 2.5% of the population. On the top of that, 8% of the semi-positive findings. At this moment, the cancer detection rate is somewhere around 1.6, very similar for the data from Asia. But at this moment, we don't have final pathology results. And please stay focused on the positive findings, the rate of the positive findings. Now a few words about the rate of the smokers and non-smokers among veterans. Only 30% of veterans are smokers, which means 2/3 of the population are non-smokers, and we have excellent opportunity to make distinction and to analyze similarities and differences between 2 different populations. If you are looking at the rate of the positive findings, almost 2/3 of the population had lung cancer, but in the group of non-smokers, which is much higher than the rate of the lung cancer among the smokers. Of course, it is just a signal. It is not data which are fully analyzed, and statistical approach is still not finished. I promise that I will talk about the comprehensive screening. In those populations, we also have data regarding early detection of emphysema and coronary calcification. First, look at the emphysema. Among the veterans, 20% of them were found that they have emphysema. All of them mild emphysema, which is expected because 2/3 of the population are non-smokers. We thought that we will have the same result when we are analyzing calcium calcification, but surprisingly, more than 60% of the veterans, despite the fact they are non-smokers, they have moderate or severe or mild calcium calcification. When we compare that with the data of the National Lung Cancer Screening, which included only the heavy smokers, we can see exactly the same rate, the same proportion of calcium score positive scans. At this time, it is too early to make conclusions because we are just on the halfway. But what we can see from these numbers, lung nodule positive findings in veterans are lower than in smokers. There is no doubt about that. But when we are looking at the differences between smokers and non-smokers, lung nodule positive findings are obviously more frequent in non-smokers. There is no need to talk about the emphysema regarding the calcium score. I'm looking forward to analyze all the biochemistry data, ECG, and all other data. And I'm pretty sure during the next year conference, we will be able to show the complete analysis of this Veterans Pilot project. Thank you for your attention.